To introduce yourself and tell us why you're running for state senate.
Well, the first thing you need to know about me is my name, probably. Everybody's seen that GEX, and you need to realize that's an old Kentucky name with a unique pronunciation of J. Actually, there's a J landing up in the top part of this district between Carroll and Gallatin. If I go up there and say I got a funny name spelled GEX, pronounced J, they look at me and say, what's funny about J? Okay, because it's been there since the 1800s, and there's actually a Civil War battle at Jay's Landing in a town then. But my family's been here since 1792. One of my great-granddads was the Fayette County, Virginia judge that swore in Isaac Shelby. And my wife, Judy, and I have been married for 47 years. We raised our family in rural Kentucky. We have 6 kids. They loved it. My oldest is in the military still. My youngest was a exercise jockey for Steve Cawthon. That was my oldest daughter. My youngest daughter is a certified teacher, and she teaches music students and strings that actually at NKU. And my wife is a equine therapist. So we really have been loved raising our family in what I think is the greatest state and the best place to live in the world around horses. I was in the legislature back in the 90s at a time when it needed some real change. And I came in, I was in there for 8 years in the Senate. I worked with a coalition. We built a coalition of Republicans and Democrats that changed the way Frankfort worked. Basically, we opened it up. We made it more transparency. The open records laws, the open meetings laws, the ethics laws were all passed while I was down there, and I was instrumental in trying to open government up to the citizens of Kentucky. So you could see how your senators, your legislators were voting on the various issues on that. I've been out after that 8 years. I'm an IT guy. Now I have an MS in electrical engineering. You don't want me wiring your house. It was almost all software. So I was a software developer and later got into communications and doing internet. And people would say, I live out in the country and I can't get high-speed internet. I took that as a challenge. We got that delivered to a lot of people. But I'm coming back because I never thought we would see again as a president as bad as Jimmy Carter, but Joe Biden seems to have put our economy and our inflation as bad as it was back in the 70s, and we need to turn things around now. So I got back in because we need to reduce our energy costs to fight the inflation. When I was in before, Kentucky was the low-cost energy producer east of the Mississippi, the number 3 or 4 low-cost producer in the nation. We're like now in the middle of the pack in states. We have resources from coal to hydro that should enable us to reduce energy costs for everybody, bring down the inflation, help families to be able to afford to live and work in Kentucky again.